Season 1 is over. I cannot believe season 1 is over. It's like, wait, what? So it only makes sense that we do a recap show. Welcome to Ladies Listen Up. I am your host, Gwendolyn, G.R. Houston Jack. So let me go ahead and say that season 1 is over. And I am still over the moon by the acceptance of this show and the ability to chat with all of you in the interactive chats on Friday night on Indie Soup Media. What can I say? It's been really good. It's been so much fun that I thought, hey, before we start season 2, which I believe is going to be just as amazing, let's talk about season 1. So first things first, let me say thank you. There really isn't a way to rank thank yous, so I'm just going to shout them out as the names come to me, so don't feel some kind of way. But my husband, I have to thank him first. His support is unwavering, and I cannot tell you how good it is to have a partner who's really a partner. Like, that's huge. So I gotta thank him. My family who always shows up, my friends who always show up, because they're always hanging out, either watching on YouTube in their interactive chats, or maybe they're watching a replay, or they're watching on Roku. So thank you guys for giving me your support. Trust me, it is not unappreciated. I also had to thank Dr. Tachi for creating Indie Soup Media TV. Where would I be if I didn't have it, right? Like, would I have a platform if I didn't have it? I don't know. But I will say this. Creating this space for creatives like myself has been a godsend. So I gotta thank her for that. And then for all the viewers who have watched Ladies Listen Up, thank you for tuning in. And again, I know I can say some stuff, like I'm gonna say some stuff. And sometimes I say stuff with the filter, sometimes without the filter. Either way, thank you for tuning in for the 8 episodes that we have. And I am telling you, season 2 is going to be just as great. So with our thank yous out of the way, let's talk about the theme of season 1 for Ladies Listen Up. The theme this season was very simple. It really centers around who are you? If you think about the topics that were covered, we start with the very first question of who are you? This is your chance to rediscover who you really are. We go through phases in life, and some of us, depending on when you were raised, we had a different program where it was suggested that we hold ourselves back, not shine too bright, not brag, not boast, not toot our own horn, not stand up for ourselves. All the nots. We were told a lot of what not to do. Very little of what to do to promote ourselves, to big ourselves up, to celebrate who we are, to truly live and go for our dreams. Didn't get that message quite often. So this season is for all the women who are going through a relearning phase, right? You're at a place of, I have done this for all these other people. It is time for me now to focus on me. Or maybe you've hit a wall. Maybe you've had a situation that has caused you to step back and say, I don't like where this is going. I don't like where my life is going. I need to get back to whoever I am. And who is that? So we talked about figuring out your true black sheep values. Like, are the things that you care so much about really yours? Or do they belong to somebody else? Your mother, your grandmother, your father, whoever. Are they really your values? we discuss standing alone, because when you start growing, it's a very good chance as you're shedding this old skin, these old ideas, you start losing some other dead weights. The people who, I don't know, perhaps benefited from you not shining so brightly. I'll say it like that. We also talked about religion because it is tied to your values. And depending on your community, religion can have a huge impact on your life. We also spoke about finding your voice. Finding your voice. You know, when you've never had to be your self-advocate, that can be daunting, to start verbalizing what you really want to say and standing on what you really want to say. That can be a lot for some people. And it's not going to happen overnight. We know that. So we often shared how throughout this process, we highly suggest you get a therapist or a counselor to walk you through the journey. But the best, one of my favorites, was about self-love. Because it really does start in here. You can do all the things on the outside. All the things. It's not going to change how you feel on the inside. It's superficial, right? Anything can happen. But the inside, and I know people say it's cliche, it is real. The inside really matters. Because if you're ugly outside, you're ugly inside. Okay, that didn't come out right, but it's okay. They're both the same. We're not going to talk about beauty being skin deep. Okay, let me just focus. But here's the deal. It really is about self-love. It is about self-love. And it's also about recognizing that your cup of tea ain't for everybody. I know for myself, as I saw a meme, I'm some champagne. I'm a couple of bottles of champagne, as a matter of fact. So, you know, we're not for everyone. And that is okay. You're not supposed to be for everyone. So revel in that. Enjoy that. Celebrate that. But this season was about who are you? Sitting down, doing the work. And let me just say real quick about doing the work. Really quick. This really is about stop talking about it and be about it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You're going to have to change something if you want a different result. If you've been doing the same thing the entire time, it's time for something new. Go out on the gusto. Go against the grain. Break the norm. But do something different. Otherwise, so one of the things I didn't notice, but I put so much thought into, were the teas I wore. And it didn't dawn on me until well into recording that only this much of me was showing, which means the beautiful messages on my teas were never going to get seen. Never. Go figure, Gwendolyn. But here's the deal. So I would literally think about the topic I was speaking of and find a tea to match that. The good thing is the teas will still be teeing. They some of them are available from the vendors that I purchased them from, and I always included the vendor at the end of the credits because don't you want to know where people find this stuff, right? But moving forward, I'm not going to worry about my teas, not that much, because you can't see them anyway. Now, if you've been paying attention, you would have noticed that somebody has changed her glasses. Okay, so glasses. Can we talk about my glasses? In addition to choosing a tea with a message to match the topic, my glasses also became a focal point. This has been happening for a very long time. So this wasn't like, oh my goodness, this is happening. Let me get some new frames. No, it's been going on for a while. So glasses, signature, really fashionable, forward glasses have been part of my personality for years. For years. So it's not unusual for me to change glasses based on what I'm talking about or where I'm going or what message I want to send. So I've got like blah, 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 maybe 25, 30 pairs. Most of them, 80%, nope, 90% are prescribed. Thin lens, because I got some things going on. Thin lens, and then the other 10% are not prescribed. But I love my glasses. I feel like it's just the best way to walk into a room and really show your personality, whether you are, you know, wearing them for a little bit of this or a little bit of that. I love my glasses. So that I know you can see every single time I'm on the screen. Can we talk about scripts and that I don't use them. I don't use them. Okay, so I don't use a script. I do, however, use an outline that has a couple of either tag words like keywords or key phrases that will help get me to think of the very next topic. So I've got one of them here that pretty much just tells all of my timing. And so even though I will give myself an idea of what I want to talk about, all it pretty much says is, hey, here are your points, and from 45 seconds until 10 minutes in, you gotta go. So I am working on this 9-minute spiel that just comes from someplace, but I do have a couple of topics, or I should say sentences, that help jog my memory or give me an idea of what I want to talk about. So back in high school, I took an AP speech communication class, very best class I've ever taken in high school. And our main focus was debate and impromptu speaking. And we would be given a quote, "Variety is the spice of life." Won't forget that one. Variety is the spice of life. And our professor would give us anywhere from 3 to 2 minutes for the short ones, and then for a longer one, we would get like 5 minutes for a 15-minute speech. And we had to run all 15 minutes. All. Right? So we had a clock in the back, and they gave us so much time to prep, and then we went. So you're not writing a full speech, you're writing quick things to help you jog another thought, all while not saying and ah and some other filler word. So best class I ever took. So just know that when you see me riffing on the video, it literally is riffing. Don't ask me what I just said. Don't ask, because I can't tell you. Stuff comes to my mind as I'm talking, and I just go. And that's the great thing about debate, because with debate, yes, you have researched your topic and you have talking points, but at some point you're gonna have to go off and go back into like the memory bank and bring something in to make your point, and you have to do it fairly quickly. So no, Gwendolyn does not use scripts when she talks. I'm just talking. Okay, so now that you know a couple of fun facts about ladies, listen up, and how my mind works, let's talk about season 2, shall we? So now that we've done the work, it's time to get ready for season 2. And we have a great season packed for you guys. The conversation continues because we know who we are, because we are doing the work. But now we want to dive deeper into those topics. We want to talk more about emotional intelligence and self-awareness. We want to speak more about using a guest filter, all while being your beautiful, bodacious, bitter self. Yeah, I had to catch that filter, had to catch it. We also want to talk more about religion and love and making space for yourself, your finances, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek into the very first episode. Check this out. stereotypes about around Black women and sex, and you go into that.
Yeah, like I always call it the whole tape, right? So I have this theory of there's a whole tape that plays in the heads of like Black girls and Black women as they are blossoming and coming into themselves. And that whole tape could sound like anybody. It could sound like, you know, your church mother. It could sound like your real mother. It could sound like other women in the community who are constantly judging you, right? Oh, look at how you're dancing. You're dancing like a whore. Look at, oh, you want to wear red lipstick. Oh, those jeans are too tight. I mean, it's just like these random things that automatically moved you into being what we call, you know, in the Black community, like a hoe, you know? And so it's this whole tape. And it is a recording that I say plays as you are trying to move through.
Season 2 is promising to be one that you definitely want to turn to. And if you're a first-time watcher, it's great. It's never too late to catch the 8 episodes and catch up and be ready for what's about to go down very, very soon. So a couple of things I want to invite you all to do. If you have not already, subscribe to Indie Soup Media on YouTube so that you can stay up to date on what's going on. You can also subscribe to my channel, GR Houston Jack. And I also want to invite you to subscribe to the GRH Jack email list. I have this grand idea of getting my guests to come over and chat with all of you about their experiences and the topic that they'll be discussing about. And we're going to be meeting in the Go Brunch space, New Attitude. So you want to be on the list to be made aware of these special events that will be coming very soon. So excited about that. Now, we've got it all together. I do believe we are all ready for what's about to go down. Get your popcorn, get your champagne, get your sparkling water. Ladies, listen up. He is very understanding of the foolishness that goes on this side of the home office. He's very supportive of it. So shout out to my husband for blah, 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 blah.